Fulham v Man United is tomorrow and Amorim must get this right. But before we get into the video, please do hit that subscribe button and become an old Trufordian for more Manchester United content. United have won each of their last 8 Premier League away games against Fulham. They've never won 9 in a row against an opponent in their league history, so we could be making history tomorrow, people. This is definitely not one to miss. On the opening day, Fulham managed to draw 1-1 against Brighton, but if you look at the stats from that game, they tell a very different story. The possession may have been 50-50, but Brighton almost doubled Fulham's expected goals and created double the chances of Fulham. In that game, Fulham didn't offer much going forward, but they did manage to get an equaliser through a corner, which after the Arsenal game and in pre-season, we all know is a big weakness for United. Are we going to be able to keep a clean sheet for 90 minutes, or will it take just one dodgy corner for us to be back to square one? Fortunately, football heritage is on our side, given Fulham have won just 1 of their last 19 Premier League games against Manchester United, drawn 3, lost 15, meaning on paper we really shouldn't be too worried about this game, especially after our performance against Phase 247 Arsenal. But given the fact we don't even know how good Arsenal are this season, I don't know if we can lean too heavily on that performance to guarantee a good result against Fulham. Obviously, we have taken a lot of encouragement from that game, which is great for the fan base to be positive for once, but until we see more from Arsenal this season, we can't necessarily say that was a great performance. You're only as good as your competition after all. Now, let's get into predicting the actual match against Fulham, as United did manage to dominate possession against Arsenal, even though a lot of fans thought we would sit a bit deeper against them and try to counter. I'm feeling confident here. Amorim wants us to dominate games, he wants us to retain possession, he wants us to build up play so we can create wave after wave of attack, orchestrating either crosses into the big man Benji or creating pockets of space for our more technical players to dance around the opponent's box. I would be shocked if we don't dominate possession in this game. We know that Marco Silva also likes to retain possession, so this will be where the first battle is won or lost. Given the match is away from home, I believe it will be a cagey start for United. Fulham know this is probably the weakest time to play United this season. We're still finding our feet with new players, so they'll be up for it. I'm going to say for the first 10 minutes, Fulham put up a good fight and try to retain the ball. After this, we'll take over possession and create a couple of chances. Will we score one of those chances though? I think we will. I think we'll go 1-0 up around the 25th minute mark. I'm going with Mbeumo to get the goal from a Bruno assist. But here's the bad news. United will concede. I have no faith in these keepers anymore. Could be from an individual error, maybe a misunderstanding between a centre-back and whoever is in goal. Could be from another set piece. Either way, we're going to concede, and I would imagine it's going to take a late goal for us to grab the 3 points here, which would be on trend with our previous matches against Fulham. The last 4 Premier League meetings between Fulham and Man United have seen a winning goal scored in the 78th minute or later. And this is where I'm going to slap my on the table. Mason Mount will score the winner against Fulham. He showed bright sparks against Arsenal, but this is where he shines. Mount will come off the bench and grab the winner. Mark my words. Now, let's look at the XG. Although there's not too much to highlight, given both teams have played only 1 game of Premier League football, Manchester United were able to create 1.52 XG against one of the best defences in the league last season in Arsenal. So doing football maths, we should perform even better against Fulham. I'm saying we're creating around 2.5 XG in this game. If we concede more than 1.2 XG, I would be very disappointed. We defended really well against Arsenal, so hopefully we keep it up. Ruben Amorim held a brief team news update ahead of our trip to Fulham. All of our players are available for selection other than Martinez and Mazraoui. The goalkeeping situation was brought up to Ruben Amorim, specifically on whether Onana would be involved in the squad, but he kept his cards very close to his chest, saying Onana was ready to play last week, so we will see in the game who is going to be the keeper. Now, let's get into the starting 11 predictions. This isn't necessarily the team I would personally go with, but the team I think Amorim will go with. In goal, Onana. I think even though Amorim was backing Bayindir quite fiercely in the press conference, he was responsible for us conceding a goal in our last game. And if players are getting picked based on performances, Bayindir should be dropped. Middle centre-back, De Ligt, really impressed in the middle centre-back role, so I would be surprised to see Amorim change him. Right centre-back, Yoro, same as De Ligt, had quite a mature performance, so don't expect a change there. Left centre-back, unfortunately, I believe it will be Luke Shaw. Amorim was raving about him in the press conference. Martinez is unavailable, and Heaven, I think, still needs a bit more time to develop. Left wing back, Dorgu, think he's getting better every single game. Unfortunately, hit the post against Arsenal. Expect him to have a very good game against Fulham. Right wing back, Delo, I think he will retain his place because of Portuguese bias more than anything. Ahmad looks so much better when he came off the bench, and I would go with Ahmad. But given Golden Boy Delo is in the leadership circle, he's going to get picked, isn't he? Centre mid, Casemiro. Reports came out this week saying that Amorim sees competition for one midfield spot between Ugarte and Casemiro. Ugarte came on against Arsenal and looked out of his depth, so imagine Casemiro will probably start. Next to Casemiro, Fernandes, obviously, captain, leader, legend. Don't see him being dropped. Left cam, Cunha, one of our biggest, brightest sparks against Arsenal that got us all off of our chairs. Was playing as a striker for a large portion of the game, but when he moved over to left cam, looked a lot more well-rounded. Right cam, Mbuemo, great touches. Every time he got on the ball, whipped in some very good crosses, and has great link-up play with Fernandes. Striker, Benjamin Sesko. First start for our new striker, I'd imagine he'll get around 60 mins. Fulham is a decent level of opposition to make your full Manchester United debut. Amorim has been very complimentary about him in the press conferences, and I'd be shocked if he doesn't start. Overall, I'm going to go with a 2-1 to Manchester United. We will score in the first half through an Mbuemo goal being assisted by Bruno Fernandes. We will dominate the game, but then we will concede, meaning we'll need a last-minute winner. Who does Amorim turn to? Mason goddamn Mount. Mount gets the winner in the 82nd minute, and Manchester United win the game 2-1. We need to win this match, and Amorim has to get this right. We can't just rely on good performances. We need results to match them, especially given how bad last season was. We don't want that mentality seeping into this season. Let me know what you guys think. What starting 11 would you go with? And what's your score prediction? The most accurate predictions will get a special shout out on the next prediction video. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, subscribe with the bell notification on. If you're new, hopefully see you for the game. But until then, Godspeed.